Today we're going to be doing a tutorial on some basics. I'm drawing eyes and brows and just really showing you the shapes more than the finer details of drawing them. This is not about making beautiful eyes. It's really about the shapes and how they affect the expression of a doll. So I've drawn out some basic eye shapes here on this piece of paper, and what I want to start with is just some explanation. If you think about the elements that make up the eye, you have the eye with the white part, you have the colored iris part, and then you have the black pupil. Now, if you draw it like that, it looks like somebody just stuck their finger in a light socket and went, wow, okay? So what you really normally will see, just a sort of basic blank expression with your eyes, if you look in the mirror, you're going to see the top part of the iris uh, more cut off by the upper lid. And that's just sort of your basic neutral expression. Now, I put in a pair of sort of basic eyebrows in the normal position. And one thing I wanted to tell you about this too is making the eyebrows curve in that direction is difficult uh, without turning the paper. So if you're wondering about that, sometimes you have to change because of the way the muscles in your hand work. Okay. Now, if you make another pair of neutral eyes and you don't use the sort of neutral eyebrow, it can change the complete expression. So let's say that the eyebrows come down near the nose and go up at the outer edges. That's more of an angry expression. So if you see the eyebrows like that, it's anger. If you see them in the opposite direction, going up at the nose and down at the corners of the eyes, that's more of an expression of surprise or happiness. Now, sometimes you're going to see lidded eyes or hooded eyes, and that's where the upper lid comes down, and you see less of the iris and the pupil. And also, you can cut the eyes over to a certain direction just by moving the pupil in the eye. But remember, the pupil always stays in the middle of the iris. Okay? Now, with this next drawing, I'm showing like this person is going to be looking down, but sort of in a surprised expression. So it's sort of like, ah, snake. With the hooded eyes, you tend to think there's some emotion involved, like hiding something, a secretive look or mischievous look. Now, if you're going to just say I've got eyes closed, basically all you see is that lid coming down. Well, still have the contour of the eyeball above it, but what you really see is just the lid coming down and the lashes on the cheek. When you see eyes that are curved up like this, that's usually tends to be more of a happy look. That's because when you smile, your cheeks push up the bottom part of your eyes. And you'll see that in animals too, actually. Not that they have cheeks necessarily, but if you see that lower part coming up, they're more content or happy. On the other end of the spectrum, if you see the brow coming down and shading the eyes, or curving down in the top of the eyes, that's more of an angry look. Okay, so there's just a really basic stuff about drawing eyes. All right, now I took one of my dolls that I'd taken the paint off of and made copies on the copier, and I just wanted to show you on the actual doll that has the shading of a face on it a little bit more about what we're talking about. So this is more the neutral eye look that we talked about. And typically for color, I use two colors, a lighter color on the bottom of the iris and a darker color on the top, because that top part is shaded by the upper eyelid. Now I'm putting in sort of neutral brows here real quickly. I'm just wanting to show you how this looks. And that's just sort of a neutral expression. Now if I move the eyebrows to where they come down in the middle, that's more of an angry expression. So you see the eyes and the eyebrows together can really designate this expression of the doll. Now on this one, I've lowered the upper lid down below the contour of the eye, and this is more of the hooded eye look, okay? And then for this one, I'm going to show you how it looks if the doll was sleeping or had her eyes closed. And this one, if you say the doll's eyes were widened or wide open or popped open, like you would read about in a book, this is a surprise. That's, whoa. Oh my goodness, what was that? All right, so these are just really basic stuff, not about how to make eyes look the best. So here's a Monster High doll with a pretty basic expression. I always map out my expressions on a blank doll face before I start putting the color in. That really helps me to build the expression. Anyway, I hope this helped you with some real basics about drawing eyes. I'm not trying to, talk about how to make them beautiful again, just the basics of shapes and expression. And coming up soon, I'm going to be working on a new project making a Harajuku girl out of one of my dolls. So please subscribe so you don't miss a thing. Bye.